Hiya, I'm Paul. I don't normally sit down and do video reviews. I normally make a video, post it on YouTube, and nobody ever sees me. But on this instance I feel I need to. I've shot with Minolta and Sony cameras now for many years. I had Minolta film cameras back in the late 80s, early 90s when I started my photography, and I stayed with Minolta, bought lenses, so it made sense when the Sony took over Minolta and they started bringing out the digitals. I bought a digital camera, see what they were like, because Sony said all the Minolta lenses would fit on a Sony Alpha body, and fair dues, Sony were absolutely right. I'll just show you a couple. I've got an old Prime, a 28, and this one's the f2.8. Must have had that lens since mid-90s, probably earlier, so still going strong, cracking piece of kit. I think in Sony catalog they still make a version of it, so can't get on with that. Great lens. Another one I bought years and years ago. These probably all bought brand new. The 3570. Again, it's the f4 baby beer can basically. It's another one of them lenses. I've had it for years and years. It's solid. It's never let me down. It's been on my Minolta film cameras. It was on my A300. It's used on the two Sony cameras I've got now, but we'll get to the two cameras again later because that's what most of the video is about. So Minolta lenses, that's mainly one of the reasons why I stayed with Sony. And of course you've got to, if you've got Sony, you've had Minolta, everybody has to have, because they're just indestructible and one of the best zoom lenses I've ever used. I've tried newer stuff, but I got back to my beer can, my 7210 f4. We all know why. One lens, one beer tin. Now you know how it got its name. It's a Carlsberg tin in disguise. It's indestructible, it's brilliant. It's been out in all weathers, it survives everything. Right, my dilemma was, since 2009 I've shot with a Sony A850. Full frame, 24mm megapixel. It is, as we all know, mag-alloy chassis. It's a pro camera basically. Does everything you want the camera to do. It is absolutely brilliant. Again, the body's been out Force 8, Force 9 gales. We've been out to sea with it. We've been in the snow with it. It's rattled around in the back of the car under the seat when we've been out, and it's just survived and it's still working a treat. There she is. She's still in one piece. What more can you ask? A850. Okay, at the moment I will admit I ain't got a Minolta lens on this. I've got my f2.8 90 Tamron on it. But I've been out doing some product photography today, so that's why the 90's on there. But the dilemma was, what do I get to supplement this A850 body? So I've tried a few. I've got nothing against Nikon, I've got nothing against Canon, but they don't do anything for me, and if I went over to Canon or over to Nikon, I've got to change all my gear, and I'm not willing to do that because of the money I've input into Minolta stuff over the years, and it's still working and it still does its job perfectly. So that's why I've stayed loyal Minolta Sony. So I've been looking. So okay, Sony have now gone SLT. Tried a couple of the bodies, they were right. Nothing to write home about. They did what they were meant to do, but there was bugs. Silly things like you put the camera up to your face, you've been on live view, you go to the eye, and it took a second or two just to change over from the live view to the optical viewfinder, or in their case EVF, electronic viewfinder. It was just annoying little things like that, and I'm thinking, don't want to go over to this. And the early ones were LCD, and they weren't that good, to be honest. So I was lent an A58, not long been out, 20 megapixel, beginner's camera. Borrowed it for a couple of weeks, did a few shoots with it, and I was impressed. The EVF was good, the burst rate, 8 frames a second. Wiped spots off that, wiped spots off a 900. But then again, we've got mirrors in them, they're SLRs. So I thought, right, what's up the top end of the range? A99. Nah, I've already got a full frame camera, don't need another one. Got one. So, okay, APS-C, and that means I can factor in the 1.5 times crop factor on all the lenses I've got. So I thought, yeah, okay, A65, A77. Which one do you go for? So, you go and get the Roches. That's A65. And I looked, and I looked, and I looked, and I thought, yeah, 65. Got everything I want in the camera. One thing missing. It's not waterproof. I do a lot of outdoors. I'm out in all weathers. So it only leaves one option now. I have to go and buy an A77. So it's do or don't I. So I borrowed one. And I was properly impressed with it. It was like, whoa. The EVF, it's OLED. It's as good as the optical viewfinder on the A850, and that's one of the best optical viewfinders on the planet. It's auto-focusing. It's bang, straight there, got you, it's got it. It tracks. It's got face recognition. You can teach it faces. I think it remembers up to 8 faces. It's got smile detection. Takes a photo when you have set the camera up in smile detection. You can tell it a little smirk, big smile, and as soon as it sees it, bang, off it goes. It's got a maximum burst rate, 12 frames a second. You can't do that with an SLR because you've got the mirror flipping up, flipping up, flipping up. You've got no mirrors moving. So it's autofocus, and it's continuous autofocus, and it stays in focus on 12 frames a second. It shoots for RAW at 12 frames a second, 24 million megapixel. What more can you ask? It's got full HD video in 24p or 50, because this, I went out and bought one on Saturday. Why not? To be honest, that I thought the A850 was a big camera, and everybody you see on the internet and they're going, oh, it's an ugly camera. There's nothing ugly about that. It's a DSLR. You're on this side of the camera when you're taking photos. You don't see this side. You're there, you're going bam bam bam. Who's looking at this side of the camera? It's got an amazing grip on it. Everything's where you want it. Shutter button up here, nice, easy. Finger wheel at the front, thumb wheel at the back. Quick access buttons, display screen on the top. It's got everything. The most amazing, swivelly, go anywhere. Does what you like. Screen. Use it as a live view. Put it back in your bag. Don't forget to do that. Protect the screen. An amazing camera. Again, it's matte alloy. It's waterproof. Yeah. Let me just take the tripod mount off her. So check that on the desk. The 850 is bigger. The 850 is still a physically bigger camera, and people are moaning this is a big camera. They want to carry one of these around all day. It's not. That is a properly nice weighted camera. It's a carry around. You can walk around with that all day, not worry about it. The 850, it's a heavy camera, and it's even heavier when you go and do this to one of them. Chuck a battery grip on an 850. That's a big, big toy. It's a nice battery grip. Now you tell me A77 is a big camera, because that with a battery grip on it is one heavy, heavy camera. That not as big as an 850 without the battery grip. Doesn't weigh as much. It hasn't got as many moving parts. Hasn't got mirrors flipping up and down. I found the A850 A900's successor, if you want APS-C, A77. If you want to go full frame, the A99 surpasses this. Surpasses an 850, surpasses a 900. But if you're like me, you want a full frame, you want APS-C, you can bring in your 1.5% crop factor into all your lenses. Every lens I've got, it's full frame. So this 90 on here, it's a 90. You stick it on here, it's not quite a 150, but it becomes a 150 macro lens then. Bang, you got a 150 macro lens. The 210 becomes what, nearly 380? It's a hell of a zoom lens that to have on APS-C. So if you can't get your shot in your full frame, you're going to get it on that little 28. Turns it to 47. Don't need to buy a 50. Shoot on the 850 on the 28. Swap the lens over onto the 77. I've got 50 prime. I've still got 24.5 million megapixels. So if you can't make your mind up what to go out and buy in the way of SLTs, and you want pro quality, pro build, and you want APS-C, buy the A77. I've had it 3 or 4 days now, and I am over the moon with it, and gobsmacked what it's capable of doing. How easy it is to get out of the box, to use. Okay, a lot of my photography, I'm not stick it in auto, go bang bang bang. I'm a manual shooter. There's times when I will put it into one of the fast modes. I'll bang it into 12, I'm doing some sport, bang 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 bang, 12 shots, great. But 99% of the time my cameras are in manual, and that's where they live. The 850 at the moment, it's in manual, that's where it's been all day. That's where it's been for weeks, to be honest. This thing, I've played with it. I've tried all the modes. There's nothing on it that doesn't work. When I finally editing the video, I put some video on it I took yesterday, which would have been the Sunday. We were talking really gusty conditions, 5 or 6 degrees temperature. So I went for a walk with it. And I just took the A77 to try it in different conditions. I found an old derelict house, so we're talking old stone built house, wooden beams, a wooden beam across the fireplace, roof's fallen down, it's derelict. It's in the middle of nowhere, so you've got this house, trees all overgrown, and hill going up that side, valley, river, hill going up, bright blue sky. So you've got the greens, the blues, the stones, you've got lots of different colours, the trees, the different colours on the trees. So it's a good test for the 77 sensor yesterday, and I'm mighty impressed with what it can do. I played with it on its auto settings, on its manual settings, put it into landscape, put it into panorama, and I walked back from the shoot with the camera handheld in video, and I walked all the way back. It took me probably 20 minutes to walk all the way back, and the video that came off it, really good. And that was handheld by my chest. I was mighty impressed with it. So I found the successor to my 850 as a second body in my bag. Well, I hope you found it interesting. Thanks for listening to me witter on. I'm quite passionate about my photography. My videography, I haven't been doing it very long, but the Sony's going to get a lot more use now, not just as a stills camera, as video as well, because I've got the option. I don't need to take my video camera out that I'm recording this on. It can live in the studio on the tripod, and if I need to take a dedicated video camera, I'll take a dedicated video camera. If I don't take this little one, believe it or not, yeah, it's a Sony Handycam. What more can you ask? I've still got it. It's probably 12 years old, if not older. And it's a proper video cam. It takes tapes, Super 8s. It's brilliant. Still use it a lot. Really like that camera. But obviously, we've all got digital. But the old stuff's still got its place. I've still got my film cameras, they've got their place. They come out once in a blue moon. Might go out and buy a roll of film, enjoy shooting with film. Like I say, 850, amazing camera. A77, go and have a look at one, try one. But put a good lens on it, it deserves a good lens. It's the lenses that make a camera like this and a camera like the 850. You just stick a basic kit lens on, it'll take photos, and it will take photos, but stick some decent flipping lenses on them. Any other lenses I'm knocking around with, my 24-85, my 35-70, my 28 prime, 72-10 beer can. You're pretty much covered. They're all good lenses. That Tamron 90 f2.8 macro lens, great portrait lens as well. Love it. I don't know what else to say now, but thank you for listening to me. And I'll bring you some updates on the A77 as I get more and more into it. And I'll do a few comparison photos and shots as well between the 850 and the 77 as I get more time. But at the moment, with the lead up to Christmas and New Year coming, as you can imagine, it's party season, and it's very busy on the photography front. So thanks for listening to me. Good night.